Hello guitarists, so today I hope to change your life because if I would have found out what this pedal was years ago, this would have helped me out so much. I've owned probably over 15 to 20 overdrive pedals to tighten my amps, make them sound clearer, sound them more crisp, tighten the low end, or just overdrive them as classical rock sounds. And I've been through a lot of these pedals, a lot of them are great. I'm going to show you a few here in a bit, but I'm going to tell you why I think this pedal is a complete game changer. This is the Friedman BEOD, and it's actually an amps distortion. And I'm going to show you something that literally changed the game. So I did a review on this pedal a while ago, and I told you guys that this pedal was amazing. I actually bought this for the Friedman's distortion because I wanted a Friedman's distortion, but I just don't want to pay $4,000. So I came across this pedal and I told somebody, or I said in the video, I said this pedal would be the best overdrive pedal if the gain was just a little bit less than what it was. And I'm gonna show you something right here. And this kid or guy commented on my video, and dude, you changed my life. You said, "You idiot, did you know you can open up the pedal and there's an actual knob that you can turn, which is right here, and you can turn it and actually give it less gain than what it actually was intentionally for?" Or like, so this is an actual distortion pedal, like I said, but if you take the drive all the way off and you put the gain all the way off, this is the best overdrive I have ever used. And I'm actually going to show you a few here just so you understand. Like, I think I do know my overdrives, and these ones are pretty standard, and I've played like high-end ones. Like I've played, I don't know the brand names, but I've played a lot, like whenever I worked at a music store, and I've watched reviews on a bunch of these high-end ones that are super expensive, and I'm not gonna lie, these are the ones that I think are some of the best overdrives in my opinion. One that I think everyone should own is a TS9. I've been as TS9. I don't care what anyone says. Some people are like, oh, Maxon's better. Whatever, dude. Like, TS9, just get a TS9, and this is one of the best, like, game changers, I think. There is, like, the TS, or the TS808, and it's like 4 different chips in one. That's a cool one, but I just stick with the tried and true Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of stuff, and then like with metal, like tightening a 6505. Now another one I have that is actually pretty rare, I have the Ibanez BB9, and this is a bottom booster, but this is basically, there's two kinds of overdrives, and I can get into that. Is there is an overdrive where it doesn't do a whole lot, and then there's like when you go to the clean channel and you boost a TS9 all the way, volume all the way up, it doesn't really boost the volume, like not that much. It boosts the amp just a hair, but it's like a nice boost, you know? And then there's other boost where it's like a clean boost, and that shit literally pushes so much power into your amp that it overdrives it. That's what this bottom booster does. And both of these combined, I basically have both overdrives, and I'll show you. Like, say for instance, this is a Electro-Harmonix Spark, and this is a 20 dB boost, and this is a great boost pedal as well. I just wanted something really simple and cheap, just because I wanted a clean boost that was simple. Another one that I actually found was really good, and I own like the Boss Overdrive distortions, and actually I'm forgetting one. I have the Boss Super Overdrive, which is another great pedal. It's very like classic rock. It just reminds me of, like, I don't know, some guy like on a thin Harley smoking cigarettes going down a straight road in the valleys. I don't know why this pedal reminds me of that, but it just reminds me of that. And he also has rattlesnake boots. But that's what this tone reminds me of. And then this one was another game changer for me. It was the Blues Overdrive. This one is a clean boost, but it's also a distortion. But when you take the gain all the way off and boost it, holy shit, this really overdrives your amp. And this last one I'm going to share with you, even though I don't want to share it. I call it something different now because I don't approve of this brand, but this is called the PTE. It's called People Treated Equally pedal, and it's called Fuck 2020. And if you know anything about this brand, they said some racist comments on Facebook and Guitar Center de-own them. Sam Ash, Sweetwater, nobody carries this brand anymore, so I'm not sharing this brand anymore. But I will say this is one of the best overdrives that I've owned until I bought this Friedman, and I will still use this, but if you can't afford the Friedman, this is what you should get. But I'm telling you, buy it used. I would not support some racist brand. Anyways, let's go back to the Friedman. So why is this a game changer? And by the way, I will show you. I'm going to be playing it through a Mesa, and like you'll hear it in a video in a minute. But hear me out. The reason why this is a game changer is because this right here. That's called a tight knob, okay? This tight knob magically can make the fattest amp, the fattest, muddiest amp, compressed, tight, and clear. The reason why I'm using a Mesa is because you all know that's a big low-end amp. I'm literally going to put the compression of a 6505 onto my Mesa Dual, and you'll see here in a second. But like there is drive, treble, and presence. I'm actually going to leave all of this equally up. You can edit it, but like I kind of think of it as like you don't want to put way too many frequencies going into your amp. So then your tone, you're always fighting to get this tone because you put in all this bass, treble, and presence, and then like you have to tweak your amp because there's too much of something. I try to leave everything going into my amp clean as possible, and then I edit the amp. But sometimes I tweak this a little bit. But I turn the gain all the way off. I have the gain knob all the way off, and we're gonna hear how it sounds. All right, so I wanted to say too, I'm going through a Mesa Dual Rec, going into my 212 with a Vintage 30. SM57, and I'm using my Gibson SG with 52 gauge strings and drop C with a Seymour Duncan Invader. It's a pretty thick tone. It's not super tight, so that's why I'm going to use this as an example for this pedal. So here we go. When I have my thumbs up, that means that the pedal's on. When I have my thumbs down, it means the pedal's down. So hopefully, as you heard, this is a complete game changer. And this is where my tight knob was. I actually put it a little bit tighter than what I normally have it. I normally have it right about there. Now, I will say, this pedal is not going to obviously make your amps sound fatter in that way. It can make them sound like bigger and less compressed when you put them through like the opposite way. But this pedal is perfect for the thick spongy amps. And when I mean spongy amps, Orange Rockerverb, any Marshall head, Mesa, what are these not really that great for, that you do not really need them? You could use them, but you don't need to. 6505, you could use this, definitely. An EVH 5150, honestly, that amp does not need a pedal. I would not overdo it. But you can make a PV sound super tight, and like if you're going into those gent territories, this is it. And I will tell you, like, I've played the Precision Drive, and this is more gent than that Precision Drive. The distortion's clearer. That tight knob is better. I can't believe that so many people fall into the category thinking that the Precision Drive's good. I'm not here to shit on that company or shit on that pedal, but I'm telling you, this is worth your money. And I'm actually going to show you a clip right here so recently I did a cover, and I'm in drop A sharp with an LTD with 59 gauge strings on it, and I have a Marshall JCM 800 and this Mesa both channeled the same guitar track, or the same guitars, but one is playing the JCM 800 and the other one is playing a Marshall, and I used this pedal on it and it tightened both the amps. And what it may not sound good to you alone whenever I was doing the on and off, but when you tighten the amp like the way I was doing with this pedal, it puts your guitars right through the mix and puts them in the perfect pocket. And I will show you this. This is what this tone sounds like. So I don't know about you, but I think that tone is pretty fucking gnarly, okay? And if it wasn't for this pedal, I don't think my guitars would have been as clear, been as tight, been as round and thick and firm, because if I would have played with the Mesa and the Marshall, it would have just been a spongy mess. And this pedal made everything so tight. I cannot tell you how big of a game changer, and this is such a game changer. The studio that I went to, which by the way is a studio that has like over $80,000 worth of analog gear, he bought this pedal. And when he buys this pedal, and he says he even used it with bass because this compression knob is so good. I don't know exactly what his settings were. I literally just asked him that because I think that's really interesting and cool. But game changer. I'm also going to show you what does this pedal sound like when you actually put the gain all the way up and you use this as an actual amps distortion. So let's hear what Friedman's distortion pedal actually sounds like when it's supposed to be used in the format that it is. So I hope I taught you guys something new today, because this is something that I wish somebody would have told me, and the fact that I ran across this pedal just to try it just goes to show that it's good to try something new. I have enough amps, and I'm telling you, this pedal is a game changer. And also, I can do a video on this as well. If you put this through the back of a tube amp and put it through the power section, holy shit, do you have a Friedman in a box in your amp tone. I can show you that later. But anyways, Subscribe to my YouTube because I'm doing a bunch more videos like this, and hopefully they are a bunch of game changers for you guys. And I hope to see you guys around. Follow my Instagram. Check out my band's new album. Everything's below in the links. See you guys. So I hope I taught you guys something new today, because this is something that I wish somebody would have told me, and the fact that I ran across this pedal just to try it just goes to show that it's good to try something new. I have enough amps, and I'm telling you, this pedal is a game changer. And also, I can do a video on this as well. If you put this through the back of a tube amp and put it through the power section, holy shit, do you have a Friedman in a box in your amp tone. I can show you that later. But anyways, subscribe to my YouTube because I'm doing a bunch more videos like this, and hopefully they are a bunch of game changers for you guys. And I hope to see you guys around. Follow my Instagram. Check out my band's new album. Everything's below in the links. See you guys.